Now to our interview with Rush Limbaugh. Whether you love him or can't stand him, he is a major player on the American political scene. For 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, he tells listeners exactly what he thinks on more than 600 radio stations across the country. We traveled to Palm Beach this week, where Rush does his show, for a rare interview, discussing everything from politics to whether he's really worth that huge amount of money he makes. Rush, welcome to Fox News Sunday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This week, it will be 1 year since Barack Obama was elected president. In that time, what has he done for and to the country?
In Washington, to individual liberty and freedom.
About kept the country safe for 9 months.
I am very impressed that President Obama decided to, he has suggested a visa to go to Missouri in Arizona. I'm not complaining. Do not misunderstand.
Let's turn to health care reform. Yeah. You have made no secret of the fact you oppose the public option, government-run health insurance to compete with private insurers. With tens of millions of Americans still uninsured, do you think that the government has any moral obligation to find some way to cover them?
I have zero feeling.
This question. Did you vote for John McCain in the 2008 presidential election?
I did.
Really?
Of course.
But you've been so critical of John McCain.
I think he's got an out-of-this-world ego. I think he's very narcissistic. And he's able to focus all attention on him all the time. And I've seen him cry.
Sarah Palin, you say that you admire her backbone.
Snatch.
I'll ask you, what do you think of Joe Biden?
Well, I'm kind of proud.
No envy, no competition?
No. Get out of their way and let them make this country work.
30 seconds. How do you insure the uninsured?
There is a way to insure the uninsured without doing any of what we're doing. Spending on cash for clunkers.
George Heflin sent this. If President Obama would agree to an interview, what would be your first question?
I don't have the benefit of knowledge. It worries me greatly. The conservative message is not, okay, healthcare, what you drive, what you eat, where you live, what you do.
A recent Fox News poll found that the approval rating for the president has dropped to 49%, but meanwhile, only 25% of people approve of congressional Republicans. As voters have growing doubts about the president and his policies, why aren't they turning to the opposition? Is there something that the Republican Party lacks in the way of a positive, affirmative agenda?
Fear.
And is that enough?
It may be. There is a lot of fear. You know, there's a tremendous amount of fear in the country. Women, Hispanics, for what is happening.
You said recently, I actually thank God for my addiction to pain pills.
1988, there was nobody doing what I'm doing.
What did you learn from drug rehab?
The thing I learned most was that the only way to have real intimacy with people, real solid relationship, from a pain pill.
You signed a new contract last year. 8 years, reportedly, $400 million.
Reportedly, right.
So I'll go to the horse's mouth. True?
It's $12 million. $2 trillion.
And don't get me wrong.
Right.
I think you're a great broadcaster. How can you possibly be worth that kind of money?
Angry white men.
Let's talk about the NFL and the decision to drop you as a possible owner.
Why are you doing this? Why?
If you had to bet now, does Barack Obama win re-election in 2012?
If I had to bet now, he will not.
You got a name of somebody who's going to beat
Donovan McNabb, John Kerry, Paul Revere.
John McCain.
No.
Can beat him?
No, I have no clue about that.
Time magazine article about Glenn Beck recently.
Oh, yeah.
They write, just as you found your place as the triumphant champion of the age of Reagan, that Beck is tapping into the fear and anger on the right today. Is that why you think he struck such a chord? Because he taps into the fear and the anger of the conservatives today?
Immature. He's a child. I think he's got a 5-minute career.
You look at Glenn Beck and you see this explosion.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
Pompous, bit of a windbag, and wrong. He really has no experience running anything. He's very young. The only way to have real intimacy with people, from a pain pill.
You believe in the free market?
I do. You're worth whatever you can get. You're worth whatever your value is, and that's determined by what somebody's willing to pay you for it. Women's biggest snatch is 12 million. A pain pill, 2 trillion, probably worth more. Hispanics, we have this plan for you. For Afghanistan, we win, they lose. Women, we have this plan for you. Care what you drive, what you eat, where you live, what you do. We win, they lose.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.